Have you ever stood in front of your stove or counter, staring at ingredients, wondering where to even begin? If you're nodding along or maybe chuckling because it sounds familiar, you're not alone. Cooking can become harder as we age, especially when tasks like chopping vegetables, standing for long periods, or remembering recipes start feeling more challenging. But here's the good news: cooking doesn't have to be complicated. With a few smart kitchen hacks, you can simplify meal prep, save time, and still enjoy delicious, healthy meals every day. If you're watching this video, chances are you're looking for ways to make cooking easier without sacrificing flavor or nutrition. You might be wondering how to adapt your favorite recipes, reduce the physical strain of cooking, or just spend less time in the kitchen. Well, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll go over 6 practical kitchen hacks that anyone, yes, even you, can start using today to take the stress out of meal prep. These tips are designed to help you work smarter, not harder, so you can focus on what really matters, enjoying your food and the people you share it with. Let's dive into the first hack: meal planning to save time and energy. Meal planning might sound like extra work, but trust me, it's one of the best ways to simplify your week. Think about it. Instead of deciding what to cook every single day, you plan ahead and prepare meals in batches. This not only saves you time, but also reduces decision fatigue, which can be exhausting, especially as we age. Start by choosing 2 or 3 simple recipes you love, like soups, casseroles, or stir-fries, and double the portions. Store the leftovers in the fridge or freezer for quick, ready-to-eat meals later in the week. For example, I started making a big pot of vegetable soup every Sunday afternoon. It's packed with carrots, celery, potatoes, and beans, and it lasts me 4 or 5 meals. Not only does it taste better the next day, but it also means I don't have to cook dinner every night. Plus, knowing exactly what's in my meals gives me peace of mind. I'm eating healthier without relying on processed foods or takeout. Now that we've covered meal planning, let's talk about another game-changing hack: using kitchen tools to reduce effort. As we get older, tasks like chopping vegetables or opening jars can feel like a workout in themselves. That's where modern kitchen gadgets come in. They're not just fancy toys, they're tools designed to make your life easier. For instance, an electric can opener can save you from struggling with stubborn lids, while a food processor can chop, slice, or shred ingredients in seconds. Even something as simple as a pair of ergonomic scissors can make cutting herbs or trimming meat a breeze. One of my favorite tools is a slow cooker. It's perfect for hands-free cooking. You toss all your ingredients into the pot in the morning, set it to low, and come back hours later to a fully cooked meal. I use mine to make everything from pulled chicken tacos to hearty beef stews. The best part? There's hardly any cleanup involved. Slow cookers are a lifesaver if you find standing for long periods uncomfortable, or if you want to avoid constantly checking on your food. But what if you don't own these gadgets yet? Don't worry, you don't need to buy everything at once. Start small by investing in 1 or 2 tools that address your biggest challenges. Maybe it's a lightweight knife with a comfortable grip, or perhaps it's a pre-cut veggie kit from the grocery store. These little changes can make a big difference in how you approach cooking. Now that we've covered meal planning and kitchen tools, let's move on to the next hack. Because while those strategies lay a strong foundation, there's another area where simplifying can truly transform your experience in the kitchen. Stick around, because we're about to uncover how batch cooking ties everything together. Batch cooking is essentially meal planning on steroids. It's all about preparing large quantities of food at once and storing them for future use. This method is especially helpful if you find yourself running out of energy halfway through cooking, or simply don't feel like starting from scratch every day. By dedicating a few hours to batch cooking, you can stock your fridge and freezer with ready-to-go meals that only need reheating. Here's how I approach batch cooking. I pick one day a week, usually a quieter day like Sunday, and focus on making staples that form the base of multiple meals. For example, I'll roast a tray of mixed vegetables, boil a pot of quinoa or brown rice, and grill a batch of chicken breasts. Once everything is cooked, I divide it into individual portions and store them in clear containers so I can see what's inside. Throughout the week, I mix and match these components to create different meals. One night, it might be grilled chicken with roasted veggies. Another night, it could be quinoa topped with sautéed spinach and a fried egg. It's like having a personal chef who's already done most of the work for you. The beauty of batch cooking is that it minimizes waste and maximizes efficiency. Instead of throwing away half-used ingredients that spoil before you can use them, you're using everything up in one go. And since you're cooking in bulk, you're saving energy, not just yours, but also the energy it takes to heat up your stove or oven repeatedly. Now that we've covered batch cooking, let's talk about another essential hack: simplifying recipes to make them easier to follow. As we age, complex recipes with long ingredient lists and multiple steps can feel overwhelming. The solution: stick to simpler recipes that require fewer ingredients and less prep time. Look for dishes that rely on pantry staples, things like canned beans, frozen vegetables, pasta, or rice that you probably already have on hand. Not only does this save you trips to the grocery store, but it also ensures you always have the makings of a meal, even on busy days. One of my go-to recipes is a one-pot pasta dish. All you need is a box of pasta, some canned tomatoes, garlic, olive oil, and whatever veggies or proteins you have lying around. Throw everything into a pot, add water, and let it simmer until the pasta is cooked. It's quick, easy, and requires minimal cleanup, perfect for nights when you don't feel like washing multiple dishes. Another trick is to modify your favorite recipes to suit your current needs. For example, if a recipe calls for chopping onions and garlic, swap them out for pre-minced versions from the store. Or if a dish requires browning meat on the stove, consider using a rotisserie chicken instead. These substitutions might seem small, but they can shave off valuable minutes and effort without compromising flavor. Now that we've explored batch cooking and simplifying recipes, let's transition to the next hack: organizing your kitchen for maximum efficiency. A cluttered or disorganized kitchen can turn cooking into a frustrating chore. But with a few tweaks, you can create a space that works with you, not against you. Start by decluttering your countertops and cabinets. Keep only the essentials within reach and store rarely used items elsewhere. For example, if you don't bake often, tuck your stand mixer or cookie sheets away in a cupboard to free up counter space. Another tip is to group similar items together. Keep all your spices in one drawer, baking supplies in another, and utensils in a designated spot near your prep area. Labeling containers or shelves can also help you quickly find what you need, reducing frustration and saving time. For instance, I label my spice jars alphabetically, so I never waste minutes hunting for cumin or paprika. Finally, consider accessibility. If bending down or reaching high shelves is difficult, invest in pull-out shelves, lazy Susans, or stackable bins to bring items closer to you. Small adjustments like these can make a world of difference in how smoothly your cooking process goes. Next, we'll explore one of the most overlooked yet impactful hacks: leaning on convenience foods strategically. Stick around, because this is where things get really interesting. Convenience foods often get a bad rap, but when used wisely, they can be a senior's best friend in the kitchen. Pre-washed greens, pre-cut vegetables, rotisserie chickens, and frozen fruits are just a few examples of convenience foods that save time and effort without sacrificing nutrition. The key is to choose options that are minimally processed and prioritize whole ingredients. For instance, I love using pre-washed salad kits for quick lunches. They come with dressing and toppings included, so all I have to do is toss them together and dig in. Similarly, frozen vegetables are a staple in my kitchen. They're flash frozen at peak freshness, meaning they retain their nutrients better than produce that sits in the fridge for days. Whether I'm adding them to soups, stews, or stir-fries, they're always convenient and reliable. Another option is to embrace semi-homemade meals. For example, instead of making pizza dough from scratch, I'll buy a pre-made crust, top it with tomato sauce, cheese, and whatever toppings I have on hand, and bake it for 10 minutes. Voila, a restaurant-quality meal in half the time. Pair it with a side salad or steamed broccoli, and you've got a balanced dinner that feels special without being stressful. Of course, it's important to balance convenience foods with fresh, homemade elements to keep meals satisfying and nutritious. My rule of thumb is to aim for a mix. Use convenience foods for the parts of the meal that take the most effort, and prepare the rest yourself. For example, pair pre-cooked rice with freshly sautéed greens or grilled fish. This way, you're still putting your personal touch on the dish while keeping prep time manageable. Now that we've covered convenience foods, let's talk about the final hack: building a support system for meal prep. Cooking doesn't have to be a solo activity, even if you live alone. There are plenty of ways to lean on others for help or inspiration. For example, many communities offer senior meal programs, where volunteers deliver pre-prepared meals directly to your door. These services are a great option if you're unable to cook for yourself regularly or simply need a break now and then. If you prefer cooking at home but could use an extra set of hands, consider enlisting a family member, neighbor, or friend to join you in the kitchen. Not only does this lighten the workload, but it also turns meal prep into a social activity. I remember inviting my granddaughter over one weekend to help me bake cookies. We laughed, shared stories, and ended up with dozens of treats to freeze for later. It was such a joyful experience that reminded me how food brings people together. Technology can also play a role in building a support system. Online platforms like YouTube tutorials or senior-focused cooking classes teach new skills and provide step-by-step guidance for tackling unfamiliar recipes. Participating in online forums or Facebook groups dedicated to senior cooking allows you to ask questions, share tips, and connect with others who understand your journey. With these 6 kitchen hacks: meal planning, using tools, batch cooking, simplifying recipes, organizing your space, and leaning on support, you have everything you need to make cooking easier and more enjoyable. Each strategy builds on the last, creating a seamless system that works for you. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Cooking is not just about feeding your body, it's about nourishing your soul. Whether you're savoring a bowl of soup you made yourself or sharing a meal with loved ones, food has the power to bring joy, comfort, and connection into your life. So don't let the challenges of aging stop you from enjoying the magic of the kitchen. With these hacks, you can reclaim your confidence and rediscover the pleasure of cooking. If you're ready to make cooking easier and more enjoyable, type simpler in the comments below. We're all in this together. And if you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from hearing them too. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical advice designed to help you thrive in your golden years. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, your kitchen is your ally. You've got this.